Okay, welcome back to this Monday Postcast. I mentioned just before that advert that we were going to talk about Lammy Surge because, of course, he's running in the Sky Bet Chase at Doncaster on Saturday. This race has been won by Ziga Boy for the last 2 years. He's obviously not running. Paddy, how do we bet on this? We've mentioned definitely red, whether he's going to win here or in the Cotswold Chase already. Presumably he's well fancied.
He is, yeah, and funny, Lammy Surge, you just mentioned, is favourite at 11-2 with us. Definitely red 7-1, Froden 8-1. Wakanda is 10-1 and it's 14-1 007 and Big Bad John at 16 and bigger the rest. Yeah, so I'd be not a fan of Lammy Surge. I think probably doesn't really see out his races properly for me. Kind of travels really well, but then always I just feel like I've backed him every time he hasn't just put the head down and gone and done it. So I'm giving up on him. I think definitely red will probably be top weight, I'd say, if he runs. But it's interesting because he's got like his tough as nails, this kind of flat track going left hand's exactly what he wants. So I think definitely red is a player, but there's probably something there that's really well handicapped in the race below him. And I was thinking Wakanda might be one for an each way. That has decent course form. Like, hasn't won there, but it's kind of run well at Doncaster and looks to be on probably a winning mark in inverted commas.
Lewis, what do you reckon of the Sky Bet Chase?
Lammy Surge is interesting because he's a £7 lower mark over fences than he is over hurdles, but he's just sort of that sort of horse that could easily spit the dummy out going back over fences, and I wouldn't trust him. Just looking at the stats, interesting. Calgary Bay carried a big weight to victory in 2012, but other than that, winners have consistently been weighted below 11 stone, and I think that is probably the place to look. The two that caught my eye, Paddy mentioned Wakanda there. It's got to be a runner. Sue Smith, she does really well in this sort of race. Came back to form with a narrow second in the Roland Merrick. It's only £1 higher. Considering it was used to be rated mid 150s, it's 145 now. He's well weighted. And the other one is Vibrato Valtat, who ran really well over course and distance last time. Went down in a bobbing finish to Must Meet a Lady. Meets that one off a £2 better mark. Again, this is a horse that was rated in the 160s at one point. He's 149 now. Only his fourth run for Emma Lavelle. The 3 miles, he got it last time, so that opens up another aspect. He's just one of those classy horses who's gone down the handicap, and he could easily pick up a pot like this.
Okay, and Tom, someone's obviously very keen to get a hold of you, but you're ours for now. What's your verdict on this Sky Bet Chase?
It's me trying to get on Lammy Surge for the Sky Bet Chase, actually. I think he's an absolute nailed-on certainty if he jumps round. I think he's just totally and utterly different class to the rivals. I don't see any issue with him. He won the French champion hurdle. He's run twice over 3 miles. He won the French champion hurdle once, beating some real strong stayers. And he was second last time at Sam Spinner, 10 lengths in front of all the others. I think he's just a 3 mile. I get people don't like his finishing thing. I think he's totally different class to the horses he's running against. Now, 11-2 now is probably... I don't know if he's running, for example, but I know I did read this morning that Daryl Jacobs said he'd schooled absolutely brilliantly. He's jumping fences brilliantly, and this was the plan. If he goes there and the ground isn't too soft, I think he'll win. I think he's just miles better than the others. I would throw in a couple of others that I quite like. I like Pilgrim's Bay as a horse.
He's another quirky one.
Yeah, he's another quirky one, but he travels really well. I think this track will suit him. It's a bit like Kempton the other way around, flat, 3 miles perfect. And I thought the Young Master, despite jumping violently out to his left, will be a much better horse going this way round, and he's well handicapped now too. So I thought those two would be interesting at the price against if Lammy Surge didn't go. And you've also got to mention a horse called Big Bad John.
Yeah, now with Nigel Twiston-Davis.
Rebecca Curtis. He beat Flintham. He won the Grade 2 Reynoldstown Chase last year for Rebecca Curtis. He's now joined Nigel Twiston-Davis. First run for Nigel. That might spark him up, and if so, he's well handicapped off 10 stone. So there'd be 3 that I'll be looking at if Lammy Surge starts 3-1, as I expect him to.
Yeah, well, we mentioned Black Hercules' the JLT win because Bristol Demai finished behind him in that race, and Lammy Surge did as well. He looked like he was going to win that race at one stage, so it'd be interesting to see if he can go through with it back over fences. I think Lewis has his doubts, so do I a little bit.
No concern back over fences, Tom?
No, I think, well, according to all reports, and I did happen to speak to someone who was down there watching the Nicky Henderson gallops for Racing UK the other day. I mean, I think they're doing a piece on him in the coming weeks. There was one horse that stood out with his schooling, and it was Lammy Surge. They thought he was just brilliant at his fences. So I'm certainly not worried about his jumping. like you say, it's his attitude that is more worrying. But I think over 3 miles, if you just strip out, if you just look at his form and forget, if it was any other horse and you didn't say, oh, look, he didn't put his head down or whatever, twice he's run over 3 miles, he's finished second in a long walk and he's won the French champion. That to me is miles clear of anything. I mean, if you're fancying Wakanda, then, you know, Wakanda would be beaten 2 furlongs in either of those races.
It's a handicap,
so if he jumps
it's a
round,
handicap though, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, it is, but he's only giving him, what, £7? It's not like he's giving him stones.
yeah.
My point is that for me, Lamy Surge is miles better than any other horse in that race. But you do have the worry about his attitude. He's got to give a stone to Pilgrim's Bay, who I like, and Big Bad John if they come back. But I really think he's the biz myself.